Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly oracle card reading. And today I am using the Goddess Guidance oracle cards. And so let's start with the first card, which represents the beginning of the week. Okay, and we've got Sedna, Infinite Supply, and this card says, you are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So moving into the week, this card is coming as a reminder, and I think it's coming up because you might start to go into limited thinking or sort of that poverty mindset where you're worrying about, whether there's going to be enough. So whether you're making enough money or, whether there's enough to go around. And I think it's important, I've got a couple things that I'm getting with this card. It's important to note that the poverty mindset can afflict you no matter what is going on in your life. So you could be really wealthy and have lots of money coming in and still be worried about money and whether or not there's going to be enough or whether you're going to be supported. And I think this card speaks about not just being supplied financially or with things like, food, but also with, emotional support and creative abundance and that kind of stuff as well. So it's not just about finances, but I feel for some reason money is what's I get strongest when I look at this card. So I just totally lost my train of thought there. Oh, right. Okay. So that poverty mindset can afflict you no matter, what's going on in your life. And this card is a reminder that as long as you live in a way that is sustainable, you will be supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So again, I feel like this is just a reminder to get into that feeling of relief that you will be supplied with enough, and you will, have everything that you need. And another thing that I'm getting from this card is, another thing that you can try is look back over your life and think of all the times where you felt really abundant and where you felt really taken care of and that things were working out. And just going over those memories will bring you into that kind of feeling state where you're feeling that sense of relief and support. Okay, so moving on into the middle of the week, we've got Suli, Bodies of Water. And she says, spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean to recharge your batteries. Okay, so when I look at this card, I think of the Suit of Cups in the tarot deck and what the Suit of Cups represents and what water represents. And I'm getting a sense that this has to do with our feelings, our emotions, but also a sense of flow. So it's going to be important to, I think, well, I'm getting two things from this card. It's important to work on releasing some of our emotional blocks. And at the same time, as we get feelings, as we start to feel certain feelings throughout the week, it will be important for us to let those feelings happen. So don't try to block a feeling or stop it. And one way you'll know that you're doing this is if you judge yourself for having a particular feeling, or if you try to sort of stuff your feelings or deny what feelings you're having. So the more you can really go into your feelings and not be afraid of them and not run from them, the more of a sense of flow is going to be happening in your life. So another way of looking at that is if you block certain emotions and kind of shut off certain experiences and don't allow yourself to have particular feelings, it creates an energetic block in your body, which is manifested eventually on the physical plane as, blocks within your life. So it could be, like a money block or blocks in relationships, or just having, really limited, stuck beliefs about yourself. And so it's important to acknowledge your feelings and to let them be there. And there's nothing wrong, of course, with trying to improve your mood, as long as you're not ignoring your feelings. So it's, if you're miserable, I'm not saying just like go into that misery and just be miserable for, forever and ever. You can still do things to improve your mood and to change your outlook, but don't make it into, judging or denying your current feelings. Okay, and then moving on to the last card. This is the card for the weekend. And we've got Sarasvati, the arts. And this card says, express yourself through creative activities. So the weekend is a nice time to engage in creative activities, whether that's, going to a play or a show, or, going and listening to some live music, or whether you are actually going to be expressing yourself creatively through some form of artistic expression. I feel like this weekend is a really nice time to really get lost in something. So finding an activity, something creative that you can do that allows you to become really tuned in and what I call sort of in the zone, where you're really kind of focused and time just seems to fly by and you just feel, you're very, very much in the present moment. So I feel like this weekend is a good time to do that. I also feel like if you have something that you want to communicate to someone that might be either kind of a difficult thing to communicate or something that just feels very special and very strong, you might want to sort of consider doing it in a creative way. So, maybe making that person a card and writing them a poem about something, or getting your message across in a more creative way than you would normally. Okay, so I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to look at all these cards together, see if anything jumps out. And actually, the one thing that really stands out to me is water. We've got Sedna, which is an ocean goddess, and there's the ocean in the background with the whale. We've got Sulis, bodies of water. We've got these rivers flowing, and then we've got Sarasvati, and she's sitting, looks like she's sitting on a lake or something. So there's water in all three of them. So I feel like this week is a water week. And like I said, the Suit of Cups is all about feelings, emotions, and letting those feelings and emotions overflow. So, not blocking them, letting them be there and feeling them. And I feel like this week, for the most part, is going to have a lot of positive emotion. So a lot of, I think there's going to be a lot of love within our relationships and within our friendships. And the theme seems to be that you want to express that affection and appreciation. So don't hold back. And if you're a naturally sort of expressive, kind of giving person, then that's going to be easy for you. But if you're not, don't hold back in telling your friends how much you appreciate them, or telling your partner how much you love them, or expressing that kind of gratitude towards your family or your neighbors. So yeah, so let yourself be sappier than you normally would be. Don't be worried about coming across as being, overly emotional or cheesy in any way. Okay, so that has been your weekly oracle card reading, and my name is Kate, and you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I've got more information about reading tarot cards and all kinds of fun stuff. And thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful week.